on places like TrapShooters.com. I guess I'm front and center of it. Let me explain what this is all about. Many of you already know because I've given you an explanation. It has to do with the ATA Financial Audit Oversight Committee. And in August of 2011 at the Grand American, our Eastern Zone Vice President Wayne Morris approached me and asked me to sit on this oversight committee. There was one representative of each of the 5 zones to sit on this committee. It was supposed to be in place to oversee the expenditures for the executive committee and also the Central Handicap Committee in relation to their expense claims submitted for traveling and things of this nature. It's a little bit wider, the mandate, as I understood it. The first thing I said to him was, if I could serve on something like that, I'd be pleased to help out, but tell me what the mandate is. Who to report to, what are all the details. He wasn't able to provide that information to me, but he told me it would be provided in the near future. It never was. Judy Harden, who was the former controller of the ATA, had a telephone conference call. We had several of them throughout the course of the year. And not knowing differently, we had suggested that she may be at least the acting chair until we sorted out what our mandate was. She didn't get around to calling a meeting face-to-face until the very day of the annual general meeting last year. I think it was something like August 14th. And what she said is that she was able to determine that this has to be an independent committee. Because the reason for the committee is the Amateur Trap Shooting Association is now a tax-exempt entity. It's got to be very careful it doesn't violate the IRS guidelines for expense recovery and so on. So she said that no member of the executive committee could sit on this committee, no employee, nobody like her, which is the controller, could sit on it. She said, you fellows are on your own. You'll have to elect your committee from among your midst. I was elected as the chair, still not knowing what her mandate was. And I pushed our Eastern Zone Vice President Wayne Morris a number of times on it. Finally, our committee crafted a letter under my authorship, and it was approved by, of course, all of our members, seeking answers to various questions that we posed and making suggestions, because our impression was the reason why they weren't getting back to us, they hadn't articulated what this committee was supposed to be all about. So we made suggestions of who we report to and so on. That was sent out in, I think it was around the 21st of November of last year. Never heard anything from that point in time. Never responded to it. There is what was called an accountable plan. I would have thought the wording would have been an accountability plan, but when it was put together, it was called the accountable plan. It's a list of guidelines for expenses that the Executive Committee and the Central Handicap Committee are supposed to fall within. One of our questions was, how do you go about amending this accountable plan? And we made some suggestions on that. The executive, as opposed to telling us, showed us how they amended. They simply amended the accountable plan on their own volition, no input from us. We were simply told that they decided they're going to amend it. So that's like you and your household trying to stick to a budget, and you find, well, if you can't stick to a budget, just increase the budget. A lot easier to be able to stay within a budget if you have control of the budget. Since we didn't, and we weren't sure who we were even to be reporting to, by the time May came around, I figured, we're going to have to probably go back to the delegates in our various zones and try and get a mandate, because we're probably asking the wrong people. We're overseeing the Central Handicap Committee and the Executive Committee, but we probably should be reporting to the members. So I put a letter together, and I circulated that letter among the committee members only, set up a telephone conference call for late May, I think it was early June, and gave the coordinates of how they call in and what the number, the access code was. It was 4 o'clock on an afternoon when the call was to have been obtained. As I was coming out of a meeting with, I'm a lawyer, and I had meetings that day with clients. As I was coming out to a meeting, going to the conference call, one of my staff gave me a letter, said this might be important for the meeting. It had come in around a little after 12 that day, but it was a response from Secretary Roy Galloway to our various questions back in November. And as I was reading it and started into the conference call, the first person on the conference call that reported in was Roy Galloway himself. Also the executive, the new controller of the ATA. And then we went through the letter. Essentially what the letter said was this. The executive committee appointed the oversight committee. The oversight committee would include the controller as the chair. So in other words, the meetings get called whenever the chair determines, who also answers to the executive committee. The secretary, Galloway, is on the committee as well. So it's a stacked committee. The information that is provided is information that they choose to provide to us. The report of our findings doesn't go to the membership, goes to the executive committee. So how do you like that? You know, you're overseeing the executive committee and you're reporting back to the executive committee. The accountable plan will be amended by the executive at their choosing, and if there's any violation of the executive or the Central Handicap Committee not sticking within the confines of the accountable plan, they will determine what, if anything, is to be done about it. End of story. I didn't feel that was an appropriate oversight committee, and I told them so. And, challenged Galloway on a number of things, saying, well, why did Judy Harden take one position and now it's a different position? Well, he simply said they weren't informed of that, so just move on. So I guess they didn't like my responses, they removed me from the committee. And, as far as I'm concerned, you elected me to do not necessarily the popular thing, certainly with the executive it wasn't popular, but you elected me to do what we think is the right thing. And I think what I did was the right thing, and I have taken this to all the delegates in the Eastern Zone. Unanimously, they agreed with my position that if there is to be an oversight committee, that oversight committee must be independent of the executive. But people are intimidated by the executive committee. They're afraid of retribution and so on. I had one brave delegate come to me the day after the meeting of the Eastern Zone. He's the delegate from New Jersey. He said, I'm not afraid of him. I'm going nowhere in this organization. I'm going to do the right thing. I want to take a copy of your information. I want to send it to every single delegate across the country so everybody knows about it. And that's exactly what he did. And I've given this document. It contains a bunch of background information. It's very self-explanatory. It explains everything. And I guess, there's kind of a fear that has arisen as a result of this. People are now asking to see the accountable plan. They're wondering, why it isn't independent from the executive committee. But that's the issue. So if you're seeing it on trapshooters.com or anybody is telling you about it, I've given you basically the thumbnail version. If you want to see this document that explains it in much more detail and gives you all the background information, it's here. There's a few people that asked me during the shoot for it. Are they here? I know, Terry Jordan, you had an opportunity to read it. Other people saw it, and it is available for you to take a look at. So I don't know if there's any questions you might have as a result of that, but in my opinion, I did the job I was supposed to do, and it was terminated because I didn't agree with their position. And I'll never agree with a position like that. If you have an oversight committee, you don't have the people that you're overseeing control the committee. Thank you very much. Now, the next